Can you manifest more than one thing in your life at once? Hi, my name is Leah Chantel. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm talking about, can you manifest multiple things in your life at the same time? My answer to that would be absolutely yes. And you want to aim to get to that point in manifestation where you can multiply and manifest multiple things at once, because sometimes in order to hit a big goal that you're looking for, you have to manifest a series of smaller goals. For example, if you want to become a millionaire, it's not very often that people run into $1 million all at once, although sometimes it does happen. I'm not saying it never happens, but usually the way that people get to being a millionaire is they save maybe $100 or $1,000 at a time. And they build it and they build it until they reach $1 million. And many goals are like that. That's just a very simplistic example. But there are many big goals in life, such as buying a house or even buying a car or moving to another country, where you have to build on a series of small goals first in order to hit the big goal. Now, my first point about manifesting multiple things at the same time is that you need to be able to self-reflect on what you think manifestation means to you and who are you as a person. So why are you trying to manifest the thing you're trying to manifest? This is a good question. So if you really want to manifest a house in a specific neighborhood, for example, what are the reasons behind it? Are you interested in the community because it has a school that would be good for your child? Are you interested in the fact that the house is really, really big? Or is the house very luxurious and very impressive to your friends? Whatever those reasons are, you want to become aware of it. And there's nothing wrong with a big, impressive house if you find ways to serve other people using the house. Having said that, if you're trying to pursue a house for superficial reasons, just to show off and not really to be of service to others, what may happen in the middle of that manifestation process is it may not stick. You may quit halfway through because you just don't have enough important reasons driving you in order to get the house. The things that we really absolutely need in life, you may notice, we tend to manifest because they're an absolute must for us. And then other things are more superficial desires. And so we don't end up manifesting those. So if you really want to manifest something, you need to check into your reasons why you want to manifest something, and you also want to check into your identity. Does the thing you're trying to manifest match your identity? And we want to make sure we have a positive self-identity and that we believe we deserve the thing we're trying to manifest. Otherwise, there's going to be some discrepancy. If we believe on some level that we don't deserve something, then it's going to be very hard to get it. And so we want to make sure that our identity and our reasons why we're trying to manifest something are lining up. My second point is that the thing you're trying to manifest, if you're investigating your reasons why, what you may realize is what you're trying to do is something different than what you thought you wanted to do by achieving this thing. Let's say, for example, you wanted to manifest a really big house because you wanted to take care of your mother. That's a good reason to try to get a house, like you're being of service to somebody else, and that's amazing. But if you really look deeply at the thing you're trying to manifest, if you really want to take care of your mother, maybe you'll realize that there's a different manifestation that actually works better for both you and your mother. Maybe your mother is older and really needs a nursing home, and you really need a smaller place to yourself rather than a big house for the two of you. So sometimes along the way, if you really dig deep into what you're trying to manifest and why, you may realize that you want to manifest something a little bit different than what you originally envisioned. And that's okay. If you think about it, a lot of our lives evolve and we fixate on certain goals, if that makes sense. But some of them don't work out, not because we're lazy, not because we didn't succeed or we failed. Some people really believe that and they're very hard on themselves. But what's actually true is we just evolved and realized that we needed something else. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If we evolve and realize we need something else, then what that means is we need to go back and update what we're trying to manifest or what we're trying to work on, and focus in on the thing that's actually going to help us and move us forward the most in life. Now, my next tip about manifesting multiple things at once, I actually recommend you try to manifest more than one thing at the same time when you're getting momentum. Now, sometimes we've gone through a difficult period of our lives where we faced grief or we feel badly about ourselves for whatever reason. And if that's the case, sometimes one of the things we need to manifest for ourselves is simply healing. We got to heal from the difficult event that's happened first. Or maybe we heal from the difficult event and we work on manifesting one simple thing at a time that we really need and will help us with our manifesting. Sometimes we're in that place, and that's perfectly okay. Like, for example, if you're recovering from a severe illness and you just need to focus on getting a new home that's going to be suitable for your recovery from an illness, then you got to focus and go all in on that and not worry too much about anything else. Or if you've just divorced, for example, maybe you really need to focus on getting that next home set up in order for you to feel safe and secure and to recover from that divorce, and you don't want to focus too much on any other extraneous things at the moment. And when we're in those difficult transitions in life, it's okay to just manifest one thing at a time and just go for the next thing that's going to make us feel whole and secure and healed. And that thing may not be the perfect end thing that fits what we think our lives are going to be at the very end of the rainbow, but it's the perfect thing for us right now. For example, sometimes when we're healing, we actually really do need to spend some money. I'm not saying we should always spend money when we're not feeling good. It's good to be financially responsible and save money. But there are moments in our lives where if we're genuinely healing from something, it's actually not a bad thing to spend a lot of money on something. If it's going to help you feel better and live the rest of your life from a better place, then go ahead and spend the money. I think there are moments where it absolutely makes sense to do that. Sometimes it makes sense to go on an expensive vacation if it's going to help you heal and move forward. Sometimes it's good to help yourself by getting a mentor who's really going to push you forward on your goals, and it's worth that extra time and money that you've spent in order to get that kind of assistance. And sometimes it's very helpful to spend money going to school to learn and become educated on the topic that you need in order to get your new career started. So those are examples. Sometimes we do need to sink our time and money and energy into something to help move us forward and manifest more things in the future. So if something's very important, we shouldn't be backing away from spending money on it. Sometimes that's the right thing to do, is to spend a lot of money on something that's really going to help us move our lives forward. Having said that, if you're spending money on something more superficial that's not that meaningful to you, then it's a good idea to curb those expenses and be frugal. And then my last point about manifesting multiple things at once. I gave you the reasons why we may want to manifest one thing at a time when we're healing, and that's perfectly legitimate and okay when we're building our self-esteem. But we want to get to a point where we're manifesting more than one thing at once when we're feeling good and we're feeling confident in ourselves. I heard this financial guru say this once, where he said, if you're just aiming to get out of debt and that's your only financial goal, you will always be broke. And I had to sit and think about that, because a lot of people struggle with debt. And I thought about it, and what I realized what he meant was, you have to move the needle forward ahead of debt, or else you're going to be potentially falling behind the 8 ball and going into debt over and over and over again throughout your life. And so when you're managing your finances and you're trying to move forward and you're manifesting more than one thing at once, that's a really good example. Whereas if you're trying to get out of debt, you should also be mindful and thinking about the next steps that you're going to do after you get out of debt. Is it building an emergency fund for 6 to 12 months, depending on what your situation is in life, or if you have a family or sick elderly parents? Are you going to invest the money in your retirement? Are you going to try to buy a house or a new car that you need? Is something going to break down and need repairs really soon around your home? And so you need to be aware and check in to that and have some money set aside. It's a good idea to manifest more than one thing at once, especially when something is broken. You want to manifest healing the broken thing, but then as soon as possible, you want to start building more positive things into your life. Because if we keep focusing on manifesting the broken thing, we'll always be manifesting the broken things. And we want to manifest fun things in life. We want to feel joyful, we want to feel good about ourselves. And so if we're always focused on fixing things, it's not good for our sense of joy and for our sense of identity as intuitive, empathic people. We want to build things into our lives that are happy. Maybe that means moving to another country or another city. Maybe that could mean buying a new car or going on vacation to a place that's always fascinated you. Whatever that thing is, it should feel right in your heart. It should call to you. If you're trying to manifest something and it feels like a dead battery, then you're probably manifesting the wrong thing. And now I'm seeing the storm coming in, so I feel like nature is aligning with me and telling me that I'm right. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you have any comments about what you'd like to see next, or you want to give me a thumbs up or a subscription, that would be awesome. And can't wait to see you next week. Bye now.